Hi, this is Alfozia Nihar from At Home Tuition. Welcome to our session today. The topic that we are going to discuss in our today's video is presentation of data. This is basically a statistic topic. Okay, let us see how to present a set of data. Once data has been collected, it has to be classified and organized in such a way that it becomes easily readable and interpretable. That is, you have to convert the information. Before the calculation of descriptive statistics, it is sometimes a good idea to present the data as tables, charts, diagrams or graphs. So among these ideas, you have to differentiate the given data and make it more presentable. Most people find pictures much more helpful than numbers in the sense that, in their opinion, these present data more meaningfully. So in this video, we will consider the various possible types of presentation of data and let us do justification for their use in given situation. First form is tabular form. This type of presentation usually displays individual observations as a table or array of values. The observations are to be firstly arranged in some order. For example, you have to arrange the given numbers in either ascending order or descending order if the given information is numerical, or simply grouped together in the form of a frequency table before proper presentation on diagrams is possible. Let us see what is an array. An array is nothing but a matrix of rows and columns of numbers which have been arranged in some order. We preferably arrange the matrix in the numbers in rows and columns in ascending order. It is probably the most primitive way of tabulating information, but can be very useful if small in size. Okay, some important statistics can be immediately be located by mere inspection. Let me say what are they. Minimum observation, maximum observation, number of observations. We usually use small n to denote the number of observation. Mode and mean if n is odd. Let me show you one example. Here is an example. A table of value is given. Here you have to find what is the minimum value, maximum, number of observations, mode and median. Minimum observation is nothing but the smallest number given in the table. The number has been already arranged in ascending order. In case if the numbers are not arranged in ascending order, it is always advisable to rewrite the numbers in any order. You could either choose ascending or descending. I advise you to write all the numbers in ascending order. So what is the minimum value in this observation? Yes, 2 is the minimum value. And what about the maximum? Maximum means the last one because the numbers are arranged in ascending order. So 68 is the maximum observation. And what is the number of observation? We have 5 and 5. So 5 times 5. N by n is the matrix for this one. So n is 5 and the other n is also 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. So the number of observation in this table is 25. Now let us see what is the mode. Mode is nothing but the most repeated number. In some examples, many numbers will be repeated. So among all the numbers repeated, you have to count how many times a particular number is being repeated. After noticing down that value, compare these. You have to pick the one that is most frequently repeated. So in this example, we can see the numbers are not that much repeated, but you can see 19 is repeated. So 1, 2, 3 times, and no other number is repeated this frequently. So mode for this example would be 19. Does this make sense to you? This example is asking us to find the median, and n is odd because 25 is odd, no? So let us find what is the median. So what is the middle number of this 25? So the middlemost number of this observation is this one, the 13th one. So there will be 12 numbers left to 24 and 12 numbers right to 24, and the middlemost is 24. So finding the median when n is odd is very easy. You have to find the middlemost number. That would be the median if the given set of information is odd number. Finding median for n is equal to even is completely different. We use some different formula to find the median when the total number of observation is even number. Since n is odd, 25 is an odd number, median is nothing but the middlemost. If the numbers are shuffled, you should not just pick the middlemost. That is the reason why we importantly say that you have to arrange the numbers given in any of the order. You'll get the same value if the numbers are arranged in ascending order. You will get the same value even if the numbers are arranged in descending order. So median for this example is 24. Hope you are clear with this example. In this example, we found what is minimum, maximum number of observations, mode and median. Now let us see what is simple tables. A table that is slightly more complex than an array since it needs a heading and names of the variable. In this example, we don't know they didn't give any names or heading for the problem, but in many of the problems the heading and names will be given. For example, if you're dealing a problem with patients with sugar, BP, then you have to make a table and bring all the patients under BP, sugar, like that. So we use simple tables. Simple table is nothing but a bit complex than an array because we need to include the heading and names of the variables involved. We can also use symbols to represent the variables at times. Yes, in some example we will be also using some variables and symbols provided that they are sufficiently explicit for the reader. Alternatively, the table may also include totals or percentages, and we can also use some relative figures for that one. Here is an example for simple tables. Here you can see the heading age distribution of DCDM BS students, and the variables are age of student and frequency, and you can find the percentages of this and relative frequency. As this is just an example, I have given the model. In case if you are used to find the frequency and percentages, you can find from the set of data, you can find how many students are of the age 19 and write the frequency number under this one. Same way, you can find the total and find the percentage easily. So when we discuss about the simple tables elaborately, I'll explain you how to find the frequency, percentages and relative frequency separately using the appropriate example. Okay. The relative frequencies can be interpreted as probabilities also. For example, if the student were to be randomly selected from this distribution, the probability of his or her age being 22 would be 0.3725. So it depends upon the questions. This is just an example. So far we discussed simple tables. Now let us see what is compound tables. A compound table is just an extension of a simple table in which there are more than one variable categorized into its attributes. Attributes are nothing but values. An attribute is just a quality, property or component of a variable. It is according to which it can be differentiated with respect to other variables. And one more information about the compound tables, we may refer to a compound table as a cross tabulation. Or we can also say that as a contingency table. Contingency table is the word that is most frequently used to denote the compound tables. You may get chi-square problems using that type of tables. So depending on the context in which it is used, this table, I'll show you a table, a cross tabulation between the factors age and results. This is how a contingency table will look like. Look at the table. Hope you got an idea on compound tables. Now you can compare the simple tables with the compound tables so that you will understand the difference between them. Then it will be easier for you to remember this concept. Now let us see what is pie chart. This would be the most preferred type of pictorial representation. A pie chart or a circular diagram is one which essentially displays the relative figures either in proportions or percentages of classes or strata of a given people or population. So we should not include the absolute values, I mean the class frequencies, on a pie chart. Perhaps this is the simplest diagram that can be used to display data. You could have seen this type in Excels, and that is the reason why it is quite limited in its presentation. And there are merits and limitations for the pie charts. The pie chart follows the principle that the angle of each of its sectors should be proportional to the frequency of the class that it represents. First, let me tell you about the merits. Before that, I'll draw you an example pie chart. This is just an example. Let me say you about the merits of pie charts. It gives a simple pictorial display of the relative sizes of classes, and it shows clearly when one class is more important than another. By looking at this figure, you can understand that this one is larger, so the variable representing this area would be important than any other on the picture. It can be used for comparison of same elements but in two or more different population. So by looking at the figure itself, you can compare easily. And there are also limitations for this one. So let me list out them. It only shows the relative sizes of classes. So this is one main important drawback, and it involves calculation of angles of sectors and drawing them accurately. So without the help of Excel, making an accurate pie chart will be difficult for us, and it is sometimes difficult to compare sector sizes accurately by eye. This is what I said. Hope you are clear with all the types of pictorial representation. We will be discussing more about the other types in our following videos. Hope you are clear with this concept. See you in the next video. Have a great time ahead. Thanks for watching.